Welcome to my channel for comprehensive tutorials on fundamental principles to complex problems. I'll cover it all. Feel free to share, subscribe for more contents. Thank you. Welcome back to another episode, exercise 32 that you can find on page 93. Topic is 2.1 and here we are going to learn simplify using completing square. This is one of my favorite method of solving quadratic equations. Moving on to question number 1. In here it says in question number 1 to 10, complete the square for each expression by writing each one of them in the form of x plus a whole square plus b, where a and b can be positive or negative. Now in here we are going to turn these expressions into the form of x plus a whole square plus b. Now let's see how do we do this. The first thing that you should be doing is you should understand this one as a and this one as b. Now in here, the value of b, which is 8, has to be half, okay? And then taking a square of it. That means what you will do is you will write just x here and you will write plus because you can see a plus in between, x square plus 8x. So if this is a plus sign, you will use plus sign. If it is negative, you will use negative. Take half of 8 is a 4 and make brackets around it and make it a whole square. So this is the trick. Doing like this, make it a whole square and take the square of this number. This number, what you have half just now, you have to take a half of it. Now, you have taken 4 as a half of 8 and in here you have to take the square of 4 and you subtract. You just write here minus 4 square, which is going to be 16. So x plus 4 whole square minus 16 is going to be your correct answer. Moving on to question number 2. This is going to become a 16. This is going to be your final answer. And this is you have expressed as x plus a plus, square plus b. Now moving on to question number 2. In here, this is the most simplest, I guess. X and x square minus 12x. So what you should do is you should write x only. X minus, because there's a minus sign in between. And what is the half of 12? Half of 12 is 6. And then you whole square it and just add 6 square. 6 square is going to become a 36. Just write 36 or just add one more step to it. Just write 6 square. This is going to be your final answer. Or you can further simplify x minus 6 whole square minus 36. So you can see that you have written in the form of a plus x. This is x and this is a. This is the value of a and plus b. So this is the answer for this question. Moving on to number 3. As soon as you see x square, just write x. And this x is actually 1 over 2. Okay. So it is, what is the half of 1? You can see a 1 here. Coefficient of x is 1. So what you will do, you will take a half of it. You take half of it. Half of 1 is 1 over 2 and whole square it. And what you have given a half, just subtract half square. So your final answer is going to become x plus 1 over 2 whole square minus 1 over 4. In fact, it's a plus. So what you will do is final answer is going to be x plus 1 over 2 and plus 1 over 4. Now when it comes to question number 4, in here there is additional a 1 here, okay? So be careful with this. So simplify first. X plus 2, which is a half of 4. So you just make it a whole square and subtract 4, which is a 2 square, plus 1. And then final answer is going to be x plus 2 whole square minus 3 is going to be your final answer. Now comes question number 5. In here, there is additional plus 9. Be careful with this. So what I will do is, I will just reform it. X minus, what is the half of 6? Half of 6 is 3. Make it a whole square. And you just need to add here minus 3 square. And plus 9 will be staying at the same. Now in here, x minus 3 whole square minus 9 plus 9. So these are going to be cancelled. Your final answer is going to be x minus 3 whole square. Moving on to question number 5, 6 actually. Now in here, what you will do is, you just write x plus 1, because the half of 2 is a 1, whole square, minus 15 is already there, and then you just make it minus 1. Minus 1 square is a minus 1. Now in here, it's going to be x plus 1 square minus 16. This is going to be your answer for this question. Things get tricky when you have a coefficient of x square. So the first thing you should do is just take 2 out. That means 2 will be kept outside, and you will be solving this x thing first. So it is, the best part is that you should solve x square plus 8x plus 5. We just keep this 5 away and we solve the bracket first. So in here, what happens is just 2 outside parenthesis, and this bracket will be open like this: x square plus 4x plus 16. And remember, it's going to be a minus 16 also. This is we are doing with inside the bracket. So in here, what happens is, this becomes x plus 4 whole square. Please be reminded that I'm solving this. This whole thing is going to become this one. And minus 16 is still here with plus 5 additional. So what will happen is, I will multiply this 2 by, first by this one and second by this one. So what will happen is, 2 will be multiplied by x plus 4 whole square whole square. Then this 2 is multiplying this later. First is multiplied by this to make it 2x whole square. Okay, so please be reminded. Now when 16 is multiplied by 2, it's going to give you a 32, and then comes plus 5. So finally what we will have is 2x plus 4 whole square and then minus 27. This is going to be your final answer. The only thing you should be careful is that to separate 2 first. When it comes to question number 2, what I will do is take 2 as a common, and I will keep x square minus 5x within the bracket itself. Now I will solve this. So this is going to give us 2 will be outside, and inside the bracket it's going to be x minus 5 over 2, which is the half of 5. Now in here, this is going to become square, and then I will be taking the square of this part, which is going to be 5 over 2 square. Now soon after this, I'll multiply this with this and later with this. This is like expanding brackets. So this is going to become 2x minus 5 over 2 whole square, and this is going to become 25 over 4. 25 over 4, which is going to give us 2x minus 5 over 2 whole square, and then minus 12.25. This is going to be your final answer for this question. Moving on to question number 9. When it comes to question number 9, we are just going to rearrange the whole thing into the way we are familiar with. It's going to be minus x squared plus 4x and plus 6. So this is the real format. Now I will isolate negative 1 to make this whole thing a different perspective. Now remember, we are going to deal with this only, okay, and this will be minus 6 will be a part of it, so please remember this very well. Now the first two are going to give us something we are familiar with as minus, this is going to be x minus 2 into the bracket and whole square, and then minus 6 is already there, okay, minus 6 is already there, and in here plus 4 is going to plus 2 square, in fact, the way we are familiar with, and then it's going to become negative. This will become x minus 2, and this is going to give us minus 4. Now this minus sign is going to be multiplied by each of them separately to give you minus, or the I can write 4 first with a positive value, 4 and minus x minus 2 whole square, which is going to give you a perfect answer for this question. Moving on to question number 10. Same thing is going to happen here also. I will just rearrange this minus x square and minus 2x and plus 3. Signs are not going to be changed because we are not taking onto the other side of the equation. I will keep minus sign outside, and this is going to become x square plus 2x and minus 3. Now remember, we are going to deal with this only, not with this. This will stay there till the last. Now I am going to write this in the form of x plus 1. Why? Because the half of 2 is a 1. So in here I will write x plus 1 whole square. Minus 3 is going to stay here like this. And the square of 1 is a 1. So I will add this into minus 1 square. So technically it's going to give us something like this. And now x plus 1 square is going to be minus 3 and minus 1, which is going to give us a 4, minus x plus 1 whole square minus 4. So finally it's going to give us a 4, positive 4, and minus x plus 1 whole square. Taking you to question number 11. In here, the proper way of completing square is going to be used to solve this equation. So what we have learned so far is that to take the constant number to the other side, so it's going to be x plus, because you have a plus sign in between 4 and x square. So I will write a 2 here, which is the half of 4, and making a whole square format. And minus 3 is already here, so I will take on minus 3 onto the other side. And now I will be adding subtraction of 2 square is going to be here. Please be reminded with this. Now x plus 2 whole square is going to be equals to 3 plus 4, because minus 4 is going to become a plus 4. X plus 3, x plus 2 square equals a 7. Now taking root of both the sides, it's going to become x plus 2 equals under root 7, and it's going to be x equals 2 plus under root 7 and 2 minus under root 7. These two are the values for this question. When it comes to part B, in here same thing is going to happen. I am going to solve using completing square. As soon as you write this question minus 3x, take this onto the other side and change the sign. This is the first step. Second step, take x from here and minus from here and take the half of 3, which is 1.5. Okay, make it a whole square. And now minus sign and 1.5 square and 2. Now as soon as you get this, x minus 1.5 whole square equals 1.5 square is going to be giving you 2.25 equals 2. Now this minus 2.25 will go to the other side and becomes 2 plus 2.25. So x minus 1.5 square is going to be 4.25. Taking the square out, so what we'll do is x minus 1.5 x minus 1.5 is equals to plus minus 4.25. And soon after this you will have two different values. X is equals to plus 1.5 plus minus under root 4.25 is going to be answer. Two different values, one with plus under root 4.25 and second value is going to be 1.5 minus under root 4.25. Going on for question number C. In here same pattern is going to be used since 1 is already there. So I will just write x plus 6 whole square and I will add minus 36, which is the square of 6 equals 1. So x plus 6 whole square is equals to 1 plus 36 to make it 37. So x plus 6 whole square will be equals to 37. Taking the root out is going to give us x under root 37. So final answer is going to be minus 6 plus minus under root 36. Two values. First value is x is equals minus 6 plus under root 36. Sorry, 37 it is. My apologies. It's going to be 37. So plus minus under root 37. And 1 times it is plus 37. And second value is going to be negative under root 37. Now moving on to question number 12. It says try to solve the equation x square plus 6x plus 10 equals 0. Shall we try? Go ahead with this. So x square plus 10 plus 6x plus 6x equals negative 10 and making a square of it, x plus 3 whole square and subtracting the square of 3, which is 9 equals minus 10. So x plus 3 whole square equals negative 10 and positive 9 and x plus 3 equals negative 1. Now negative 1 square root cannot be taken. That means this is the reason why we cannot find the solution for this question using these values. Now comes to this question. In here we need to prove that this value is greater than 3. Let's see. X square plus 6x is going to be equals to, I will write this once more, equals 0. That means x plus 3 whole square and the square of 3 is going to be, this is going to be negative 12 minus 9. This gives us x plus 3 whole square minus 9 plus 12 equals 0. And then x plus 3, you can see the value of X is going to be 3 plus 3. This is why this is proved. Moving on to question number 14, which is where it is. Yes, question number 14 is here. Now, this is a can be a tricky question in which you need to find out the values. In here, x square when the value is negative 12. So x minus 7, x plus 1 over 4. This is the value. And what we can do is I can take this onto the other side, 1 over 4, or we can write 0.25, 0.25. Now, what we'll do is x minus 7 over 2 is a 3.5. So I will write 3.5 here, and subtraction of 3.5 square equals negative 0.25. Now x minus 3.5 whole square is equals to 35 square is going to be equals negative 0.25 and plus 12.25, because 3.5 square is 12.25. In here, I know very well it is going to be equals to 12, and you can see the value is negative 12. So once this 12 goes to the other side, it becomes negative 12. Moving on to the next question. Yes, this question I was talking about. In here, there are certain things you must always remember, that for question number 15, it says smallest possible value of x, f of x. So f of x, what we need to do, always remember, if it is quadratic formula, if you remember, plus minus under root b square minus 4ac over 2a. Now this 2a is for both. Number one, minus b over 2a, and plus minus under root b square minus 4ac. It's on denominator of this also. There are two different things, you always remember. Now I am going to remove this, and I will take part of this and substitute the values. Now look at this carefully. A value is a 1, B value is a 4, and C value is a 7. Okay, so minus 4 over 2 times A, it gives us minus 2. Okay, and because this is the answer for the first part, and in here it says the value for x, which is the smallest value, occurs. Okay, so in here what we do is we are going to take minus 2, this value of x, we are going to put it in the equation first. X square plus 4x plus 7. Let's see what we get. It is minus 2 square plus 4 times negative 2 plus 7. This gives us a 4, and minus 8 and plus 7. So altogether it's going to give us a 4 minus 1, it's going to give us a 3. This is the value of y. Okay, so minus 2 and 3. Minus 2 and 3. Now what does this mean? This means the lowest, if you put this equation in the graphing calculator, it's going to give you something like this. Look at this carefully. This is the graph you're getting. So this is the least point of y you can get. So least point of y is a 3, as you can see in the question itself. Now, in my opinion, if you want to try, go for desmos.com. This is the ideal platform to put your equations and see how it works. Now, the third part, it says the greatest possible value of 1 over x squared plus 4x plus. So we know very well the value of this whole thing is a 3. So this is the value, greatest possible value of this whole thing is going to be 1 over 3. And that's the end of this exercise. Let me show you the answers for each question that are in the book itself. You can have a look. These are the answers for the whole exercise. And it's time to say bye bye for now, at least. Very soon, you will be getting exercise 33, which is going to be the last of this topic 2.10. We have covered quadratic equations and almost everything covered in algebra 1. The last is going to be, next exercise is going to be how to use quadratic equations on word problems and real life problems. Thank you very much for watching. Do share, and I expect your comments also. In case if I make any mistake, make sure to do comments. Thank you very much once again.